We're going to start off by showing you some different approaches to soloing. This is not specific to African music. We're going to have a funk groove with an A minor chord, and we're going to show you some different scales and different approaches that you can use. So I want to show you different approaches soloing on a funk groove with an A minor chord. So the notes in the chord of A minor are A, C and E. Those are A, C and E. So those are the only three notes that the guitarist is playing. So we've got to make sure we play something that fits along with those notes and along with the groove. Now the scales we can use are A minor, also called A natural minor. There's the A minor pentatonic, which is just a minor scale removing the second and sixth notes. We've got the blues scale, which is the minor pentatonic, just adding the sharp fourth, or also called a flat fifth. Sometimes used as a passing note, like this. Now people might use it, rather than going all the way through, choose to play it with the note below it or the note above it, for example. Or now other scales we can use. Because the guitarist is playing an A minor, there's no seventh in that chord. So we can actually choose, as the bass player, do we want the sevenths to be the G, the natural minor 7, or do we want a sharp 7? Which would mean we would be playing in the key of A harmonic minor, which is the same as A minor, just with a raised 7. So the notes are... Now, you know, this note does sound a bit strange, but it depends how we use it and how we emphasize it. It might not sound pleasing to everyone's ears, that's not necessarily the point. With that scale, you may recognize this sound. If we play that scale, but starting on the fifth note of the scale, which is E, it sounds like this. This is the scale they use in Arabic music, which they use the Arabic word Hijaz to describe this. Gives that kind of sound, but it also can work over this chord progression. So now we know the varieties of scales that we can use. Let's think about techniques. Things like slides are good. Slide up to a note, slide off a note. Hammer-ons, which is where we play one note. We use our right hand to play the note, and then we use our left hand to hammer on to the next note. We can also hammer off. And all those scales will be tabbed under lesson 3, exercise 1. We can mess around with these hammer-ons. Make it sound quite funky. Now I can actually use any one of the 12 notes of the scale, despite the fact it's an A minor chord. I could play an A, I could play any single note I wanted. Let's give you an example. difficult is the major third. Depends how you play it. In that example, I've just played all of the 12 different notes of the scale over that A minor chord. You can make up a decision for yourself, whether to your ears, if it sounds right or wrong. It all depends a lot on how you emphasize those notes. We also use a mixture, playing loud and soft. You know, what can sound quite nice, you can bring the volume of a band down live when you're playing, really giving it a lot of attack, and then playing very quietly like that. You can really get people listening. And the thing with the bass, it doesn't cut through like a lead guitar with lots of distortion. It doesn't have that sustain. So it's important you can really control the volume of the other musicians. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now, using all of those examples, the scales, the techniques, I'm going to put the backing track on again, and you'll see how I solo across it. And with any solo, especially on an instrument like the bass, where it doesn't have, as I said, that sustain that can cut through the mix, it's good to start low and build it up. If you rush into it and pull out all of your ideas, all of your techniques and scales right at the start, you might run out of a place to go. It's all about building it up. And leave some space. You can go up in a different register. Some chords. Sliding. That's a line I played similar to what I played earlier. I must like that, subconsciously. We can go with that Middle Eastern thing. Get quieter. Try and finish with a lot more energy.
Bateman. Big hand for Bateman.